Hi guys, my name's James, also known as Jamie and the Mad Tin Hatter from the madtinhatter.blogspot.co.uk, and this is my first attempt at a video blog, so enjoy. Hi guys, welcome to my first ever attempt at a video blog. This has been inspired by Paulalba over at Napoleonics in Miniature, who's a good friend of mine and my painting guru and mentor. At least I consider him to be. I don't think he considers himself to be that to me, but tough. So Paul has been badgering me for a while to do a video blog of my painting and my efforts at modelling. I've got a slightly different focus than him. I stick to World War II and do some sci-fi stuff, so Napoleonics isn't something that I've dabbled in. I enjoy playing the games, but too many bright colours and the likes for me at this point. I'm not saying I won't, but at some point I might. But currently this is my 15mm World War II Flames of War army, which I also use for Battlegroup Overlord. My army represents 144 Regiment Royal Armoured Corps, which is my Shermans, and the 7th Battalion Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders. Thrown in the mix there, I've also got the support elements from the Royal Artillery, the Royal Armour Corps in the form of the Recon Company, and the Manchester unit, which supported the provided machine guns and artillery and stuff, heavy mortars I should say. So I'll just pause this and zoom in. As I was saying, I've just zoomed in a little bit, which consists of walking closer to the table with these brilliant technical devices. So I'll start over on the right hand side here, and we have my 17 pounders. These guys I'm quite pleased with. I like using them on the table. They're very effective, especially against German armour. Slightly immobile, but you know that's rectified by not being scared of moving them, which is why I have the half tracks for them. Sorry guys, technical difficulties, so I'm having to try editing for the first time. Yeah, I've got the half tracks for them all. All of them are Plastic Soldier Company, bar this one here, which is a Battlefront model. I have used them on the table. It's also worth remembering that the 17 pounders can be hitched up to Shermans and moved about, which I don't think many people remember to do, a daft special role that the British have. So yeah, I do have 4 guns, which is a full battery for these guys. Under Flames of War they count as reluctant veterans as part of the Highland Division. The veteran aspect of them makes them really useful. Reluctant not so much, but you kind of get used to that with your army, and I've not had many issues with it so far, to be honest. My 40mm Bofors anti-aircraft platoon. I've got another 2 guns to do for these guys. This is only a 4 gun battery, and I like to have the full complement, so I've also got a vehicle still to do for them as well. I've not purchased them yet because they are quite expensive, but I will get around to it at some point. Yeah, I've got another 2 Battlefront guns to do for these, but these ones were actually all forged in battle miniatures. I didn't really like putting them together, but painted they look okay. I did do some small conversions, like adding the sights, which are missing from the forged in battle models. A little bit of plastic hard on them. So yeah, that's them. Next up, I'll go up this way and show you my Derbyshire Yeomanry. These are the Highland Division's Recce Regiment. I'm actually planning on putting together enough of these guys to make a full mechanised Recce list. So I've got, these guys are Daimler Scout cars with Humber LRCs, but I do have Daimler Dingos to go with the Daimler Scout cars and Humber Scout cars to go with the Humber LRCs. This came about because the army list changed from them producing the Scots Division PDF, which I was initially using, and then later on they released this Highland Division list in Overlord, which I've got, and the list was different, so I've had to kind of mix and match a little bit, which I prefer not to do because I try and keep everything as historically accurate as I can, but hey ho. In front of these guys we have my 6 pounder anti-tank gun platoon, a full 6 gun battery, along with transports. These are Highland Division troops as well. In front of that we've got the Manchester guys, the machine gun platoon, alongside my 4.2 inch mortars. These guys provide support. I love this unit on the table, it's so useful. I use it for bombardment to help with pinning, I use it to mount up in their little carriers and rush around and put down a hell of a lot of firepower in different places. They're a real nuisance on the table to the enemy, and I really like them, although they are a little bit fragile. In front of that I've got some pinned markers, tank crew. Sorry, pinned markers I should say, bailed out markers, that's them. And just moving, so as my back stopped hurting. Here we have my 1st Infantry platoon with their defrock priests. I've decaled the priests up as if they were just hastily converted from their Canadian, I think it was the 3rd Division, Canadian Infantry Division's vehicles that were converted. So I've tried to decal these up as if they were, although I think the decals that are on them are for the 2nd Canadian Division because I can't get any for the 3rd, but I'll revisit that at some point in the future, no doubt. At the front and the middle here we have my command, my 1IC and 2IC with his Piper and their little universal carrier. Behind them some Highland Division snipers, which I've never actually used, but I painted up as they came free with the box set I got. My 2nd Infantry platoon with their transports, and my 3rd Infantry platoon with their transports, and the command squad's wandering off on its own there. Behind them I've got the Pioneers with their transports. This is where I went slightly crazy. If you look closely you'll see that the Jeeps even have their own War Department numbers on them. That was my mum's fault. But hey ho. Over here we have some Battlegroup Overlord units, my ambulance jeep and my half-track from a PSC model, Plastic Soldier Company model I did myself. The decals are hopefully accurate for these guys as well. My MPs I'm really chuffed with. Anybody who follows my blog seen that I worked on these for a while. The figures were converted from some of the Casino Aces, I think it was, figures with some green stuff and some modelling on them. Purely because I've got a good friend who's ex-Royal Military Police, and I said I would try and do something for him, so that was my little contribution. Behind them I've got my 3-inch mortars complete with transports. You'll be seeing a theme with the transports here. Everything as much as possible I do has their transports. The guys at the front here are the spotters, which oddly enough don't have transports in this unit, which is a bit odd, but hey ho. I've got some spares, spare Piats again, because the Scots Division had more Piats in it, the PDF had more Piats in it than Overlord Armless does. The grass on some of these is looking a bit sparse. It's something I might have to fix at some point in the future. Behind them I've got my artillery battery HQ unit with their jeep and their truck, and just to jazz up the truck a bit I gave them some prisoners being escorted past, so another little conversion I'm quite pleased with. And the round base is a bit unusual for Flames of War, but it was again just a little conversion I did to make it a little bit more interesting. My 4.2-inch mortars next to these. Again, these are the Manchester unit that supported the Highland Division. 4 of these guns plus transports. Behind them I have my 25 pounders. Sorry, just stopped the video there as I thought someone else was coming in to use the kitchen. Here's my command HQ unit for my guns, along with my T-rank and squaddies and spotter units. The guns themselves, 4 of them. I've got another 8 of these for some strange reason that I still don't understand myself, and their transports. And then a spare command base and spotters transport, which will go towards the new unit once I get them painted. My Hawker Typhoon, lovely painted model, I really like it. As long as you look at it as a distance, it's fine. It's not a Battlefront model, it was actually a plastic kit that I got, a 144 scale plastic kit. Quite chuffed with it. I don't use it much because it's fairly useless on the tabletop under the Flames of War rules, but hey ho. In the middle I have my breaching group, which consists of a D7 angle dozer and 2 AVs RE, these 2 guys here, the Churchills, I really like them, Battlefront models, and 2 Battlefront flails, which I've got my own particular conversions. Did a lot of blog posts about these, using jewellery, chain, to put chain on the drums and green stuff to give the canvas effects around the covers and stuff. And then their command vehicle at the front, which is just a Sherman 5 plastic one, with my usual stowage and stuff on it. Over here we've got my Shermans. These guys are here to represent my grandfather's tank unit. He was a Sherman tank driver all the way through from Normandy to Berlin and beyond. Ended up being demobbed when the regiment was moved to Italy after the war. And here I've got 3 which are Sherman 1 hybrid conversions that I did. That's one at the front there, another one there, and one at the back, and the rest of them are all Sherman 1s, other than the Sherman ARV Mark 1 and a Firefly there. So I've still got a lot more of these tanks to do. They're in the painting pile ready to go, more or less, so I'll get to them. Over here I've got, for Battlegroup Overlord, a couple of Humber Scout cars which are used as liaisons for the tank regiment, which I've actually decaled them up as. At some point I might do my own list for Flames of War and incorporate them. And then a little truck at the back there, partially finished, still needs decals and a final matte coat, and that will probably be the transport replenishment vehicle for my tanks under Battlegroup Overlord. So I think that's me covered it all. I'm fairly certain that's everything that's painted. The downside for me laying this stuff out is that I start to see things that I wish I had done differently, or that I think I can fix or update or paint better. So it's finished for now. A lot of them still need flowers put on the bases to match the newer units, as that was a kind of newer thing I started doing. Some of them need new highlights and touch-ups and stuff, but I'm not too worried about that. It's quite a force laid out on the table. Still a lot more to do. I've got light tanks for my armoured squadrons, recce tanks, 3 Stuart and 3 A1s to do. I've got 3 17-pounder self-propelled guns to do. I've got another 2 Bofors to do, another 8 25-pounders plus transport. I don't know why I've got 8, I only needed another 4, I've ended up with extra. I keep thinking about getting self-propelled Bofors anti-aircraft guns because I like the model, 3-inch anti-aircraft guns because I like the model, 5.5-inch guns because they're missing currently. More tanks, which I've got the vast majority of, I just need to paint to make my full armour squadron. More recce vehicles for my armoured car list. But as you can see, it's quite a quantity at the moment. I'll hopefully do further vlogs in the future just to keep you up to date with where I'm at with it. But you can also follow my blog, which I'll link below. So thanks to Paul for the inspiration of doing this, and thanks for anybody who's watching. Take care. Bye.